She sits on many waters. She is drunk with the blood of the saints. Every nation on earth has traded in her wealth. And God says, "Come out of her, my people." That is not a warning about ancient Babylon. That is a prophecy about a nation that didn't exist yet when John wrote it. A nation that would rise, that would dominate, that would fall. And if you look closely, it already has. Here is the problem with how we read prophecy. We've been trained to look backward, to find what was, call it fulfilled, and move on. But Revelation is not a history book. It is a vision of what will be. So when God describes a great nation in the last days, a nation so powerful that when she falls, kings weep, economies collapse, and the whole world watches in shock, we have to ask, who is that? Not who it was, who it is. Because Rome fell. Ancient Babylon is dust. Neither nation controlled global trade. Neither nation made every nation rich. Neither nation had merchants who were the great men of the earth. So the question is no longer academic. The question is there a nation alive on this earth today that fits every single marker Revelation gives? Not some, not most, every one. There are 7 markers in Revelation 17 and 18. And one of them, one that most teachers skip entirely, is the one that should frighten you most. Let's go through them. Marker 1. She sits on many waters. Revelation 17:1 says the great nation sits on many waters. Verse 15 explains those waters. Peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues.
A nation with global reach, global influence, global dependency. Not a regional power, a world power. Marker 2. The nations have drunk her wine. Revelation 18:3. The nations have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, her culture, her media, her entertainment, her ideology. Think about that. What nation's music, film, language, and values has the entire world consumed? Not willingly, not always, but universally. And here is where it stops being comfortable. Because the next 3 markers aren't about power. They're about what that power was used for. Marker 3. Her merchants were the great men of the earth. Revelation 18:23. Not soldiers, not kings, merchants. The men who built her greatness were not warlords. They were businessmen, corporations, financiers, trade empires. What nation was built not by conquest alone, but by commerce? Marker 4. She was clothed in purple and scarlet. In the ancient world, purple meant royalty, scarlet meant military authority. But together, they meant both. A nation that ruled by law and by force. A nation with both a constitution and the most powerful military in human history. Marker 5. In her was found the blood of prophets and saints. Not just war. Revelation says prophets and saints. Voices silenced. Movements crushed. Truth suppressed. Not a symbol. Not a metaphor. A pattern. Mark 6. She is the hammer of the whole earth. Jeremiah 50:23. Speaking of Babylon the Great, calls her the hammer of the whole earth. A nation whose decisions reshape every other nation's future. Remove her, and the global order doesn't bend. It breaks. Mark 7. Her fall will be sudden. Revelation 18:10. In 1 hour your judgment has come. Not a slow decline, not a managed descent.
1 hour. Sudden. Total. Irreversible. 7 markers. 1 description. 1 nation. And here is what changes everything. Revelation does not tell us when. It tells us what. And it tells us who.
The command God gives is not prepare to fight her. The command is come out of her, my people. Not a political statement, a spiritual one. God is not asking his people to tear down the system. He is warning them not to be incited when the judgment falls. Because judgment on Babylon is not something that can be stopped. It is not something that can be voted out or protested away. It is decreed. The only question left is this: are you still drinking her wine? Or have you already come out? The nation John saw is not a future mystery waiting to be revealed. It may already be standing. It may already be falling. And if Revelation is right, and it has never been wrong, then the most important prophecy you will ever read may be the one that was written about the nation you live in. Let me ask you something before you leave. Do you believe America is Babylon the Great? Or do you believe this prophecy points somewhere else entirely? Comment America or elsewhere, and subscribe.
Because the next video goes deeper into what Revelation says happens the day after she falls, and you will not be ready for it.